Hey Gary, this is Phil down in Fort Myers, checking in with you. I went out this Saturday to go see the two properties, one on Richard and one over on Hedgewood. And the one on Richard is occupied. There's four people living there, brothers and sisters, and I think an aunt. And they're currently on a lease that's out there until July 2012, and they said they'd like to stay. So that's decent. Now, both these houses are identical. They're carbon copies of each other. One is located pretty much near the western side, near Gunnery Road and road called Lander, near 82. So it's pretty good location for, for easy access to Fort Myers and Lehigh. The one that's in Hedgefield is about 5 miles away up 82, and it's in kind of a more remote area, and the road is pretty shoddy. So, you come off of 82, and the road pretty much turns into it's paved, but it's been a lot of potholes and it's been patched a lot up around the corners where this is. So it's kind of out in a more remote area, but it's still good location. It's only like 5 miles away from the other one. Now, from the standpoint of condition, I think the one in Hedgefield it's vacant, so you can see all the troubles it has because it's needs some repairs. It's going to be painted throughout. It might be possible to clean and stretch the carpet to get one more tenant's use out of it, maybe another year out of it, but it's kind of on its last leg, so be looking forward towards either replacing it with carpet or some kind of more permanent, like tile throughout the place, or recarpeting it. From a standpoint of condition, the bones are good. It's on a nice big lot, and there's a canal in the back, and so this one should rent for somewhere between $750 to $800 per month. Same with the other one, maybe a little bit better because it's in a more central location. It's owned by both are owned by the same person, so there's a possible package deal there for us. And so if you take a look at the virtual tour, the one in Hedgefield I saw back in early 2010 when it was still a fresh REO from the bank. So you can kind of see from then what it looked like then compared to when it was purchased by the current owner, and then did some renovation to it and then leased it out. And then that tenant moved. So that you can see the kind of the evolution it went through. I think they did a okay job in renovating it. No records were set. One of the things in Hedgefield, and I see most in a lot of these properties that we'll get, is the lack of gutters. And gutters are a very inexpensive item to put on a property, but they have long-lasting benefits because the water, as it runs off in these big heavy rainstorms we get down here, it just washes away a lot of the dirt, and it ends up costing a lot more, many times more the cost for the gutters to redo the landscaping and doing the excavation because it just washes dirt away from the foundation, so you don't want that. But it looks like there's some minor work to be done in both places. From what I can see from the house, let's look at Hedgefield, for example. It's going to be painted throughout, and some painting or cleaning on the outside, and also some landscaping. Let's check out the appliances. But from what I can see, the main systems like the air conditioning system, the well system's all intact, and all the appliances are there. So we'll be able to have a better idea once I talk to my maintenance guy what paint would be and the carpet, if the cleaning is all it is, and then maybe a couple $100 more to stretch and make it nice again. And of course, good cleaning. The Richard is not quite sure because they had a lot of junk in their house. If you look at the property on that bit of that virtual tour, they did had a lot of stuff in the house, a lot of personal in the garage. But basically, you've got in the main areas, you have the simulated wood flooring, which is really, if you step on it, it's really kind of soft. So I've seen other places when they installed the wood flooring, and actually, they had like a felt underneath it, so you give a little cushion. This one's really soft, so I don't know if they just went and put the wood flooring over the padding. That's possible, but it is it's pretty soft. That's in most of the main areas, in the kitchen and in the living areas, and a couple of the bedrooms. There's still some carpeting in like the master suite, and it is that's pretty. The carpet in there is pretty crappy, so I think that should need to be replaced in the bedrooms. So from that standpoint, also the tenant says that the dryer doesn't work, so I have to look at that. But all in all, is that the location where Richard is a great location. I think it can be desirable. And then from the other place is that it looks like we can maybe negotiate a better transaction if we purchase both. So going forward, I'm going to have talk to my maintenance guy about what he thinks the cost could be to put the properties once the one tenant is moves out. There's very little we'll have to do for Richard because they're still living there and they're satisfied there. It's just basically maybe replace the dryer for the balance of their lease, and they said they'd like to stay. The other one is that's going to need renovating, which is painting and flooring and then basically getting it ready to be tenable. So we'll know not exactly cost, but a pretty good idea of what the cost would be. Now, for most lenders, what they're going to require you to do is they'll require you to get two loans and collateralize them individually instead of one larger loan. Your lender might okay that, but from a standpoint of benefits for you, it would be better for you to have two different loans because in the event that you want to dispose of one of the properties in the future, you would have to have a collateral released or partial release, which is about as scarce as hen's teeth to get from a lender if they have collateralized on one loan for two properties. So you're more than likely, 9 times out of 10, your lender is going to say, no, we want two loans. And also, it doesn't really benefit you to have, as far as I can see, it doesn't benefit you to have a one loan on two properties. You can do it. I think it is possible with some, but I think your cost to do it are going to be greater. So, and I'm not saying that we're the experts on mortgages. I'm just saying is that is historically in the past is what's happened. And so we did that virtual tour. Went out there. The tenants and Richard were real nice people. They were very pleasant, and also they were very open to sticking around after July 2012. Well, I want to let you have this. I hope you have a very happy Easter. Resurrection Sunday is just tomorrow, and so we'll be back in it on Monday morning. And so if you have any questions for me, I'm at 239-246-9761. And we're always looking for new and interesting properties that could be suitable for purchase. I saw another HUD house out there on Vernon. So actually it's a little closer to the Richard property. So, and if that one's still available, I'll let you know about it too. And have yourself a good weekend. See you later. Live with passion.